This reading is for entertainment purposes only, not based on fact. My opinion and my interpretation of the cards. Do your own research and form your own opinion. Even throw your own cards. After all, I'm just a pawn throwing cards. Okay, in this reading, we're going to talk about a potential market crash coming. Now, keep in mind that this website that I'm subscribed to is an advertisement, okay? They want to sell a service. But the information here is intriguing, and I want to do a reading on this. And basically it says a market crash is coming soon. Here's when. He introduces himself. Hi, my name is Mark. I'll butcher his last name. And I'm writing you today to let you know that a market crash is coming. I spent roughly 50 years on Wall Street helping to design stock rating system, and my work is now found on every Bloomberg and Reuters terminal around the globe. But today, I simply want to share these 3 important data points that almost no one is talking about right now. The exact day the stock crash is most likely to begin. Number 2, what to own now to potentially see the biggest gains. So this is where it's like an ad, okay? I cover these topics in most research, etc., etc. Okay, so he wants you to sign up. But it says, P.S. the stock market cycle I've used to identify the most likely day of the next market crash is the exact indicator to help me call out the bear market of 2018, the bull market in 2020, the bear market in 2022, the roaring bull markets of 2023 and 2024, and more. I'm convinced it helped me to identify the next big crash too. We are at an important juncture in the markets. Okay, so is there really going to be a market crash is the question. So this is a bonus reading for today. I am really curious about the stock market because of that email that I got. Basically, I want to call this guy out. Is he full of bull crap, or is there something to his story? So we are going to ask the tarot, what is really going on with the stock market? Are we going to be experiencing a crash soon? And just kind of see advice. And I'll probably ask the question on how is this going to be affecting the us here in the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to pause the video for a minute and I'm going to shuffle and lay out the cards. I'm just going to speed this process up just to save a little bit of time. Okay, now let's start here in the center. The center card, the center of the situation, we have the Ace of Swords crossed by, Ace of Swords in the reverse, crossed by the Death card. This is talking about maybe some misinformation, misleading information. There's a confusion around this, and definitely a lack of clarity about the market. And some false narratives being spread out. Now, I'm looking at this, I'm like, do I really need to continue on with this reading? Probably. But I'm thinking, that just answered my question. Was this guy full of shit? Or is there some kind of legitimacy to his claims? Or is he out just to money grab, get you some, pay hundreds of dollars for his course or whatever? But there are delays in financial decisions. It's going to be causing delays in financial decisions because of the uncertainty of people like this dude that I got the email from putting out this false narrative. Not cool, Mark. Not cool. Okay.
Now, it's being challenged by the death in the reverse, which is a resistance to change. Something in the market should be transitioning, but it's being delayed. Okay, it's being resisted. This could mean that the market is overdue for a correction, but the powers to be is trying to kind of prop it up, or business as usual. There's a fear of this transformation. There's a fear of this change. Investors and institutions may be hiding or holding on to outdated strategies. And a lot of these people, a lot of these investors are very, very old school. And they don't adjust to change very much. Now, up here, this is interesting in the crown. The crown is, my nails doesn't want to help, it doesn't help with these nails to pick up cards, is the Five of Swords in the reverse. That is the overriding concern. It's the aftermath of a financial battle, perhaps even previously marked conflicts over economic policies. They're kind of still lingering around. They're having an effect on the market. There could be talks of settlements or market manipulation even. And what do they call that? Martha Stewart was accused of that. And what's his face from United Healthcare, who became unalived, was going to be investigated for it, like insider trading, something like that. That's the energy I'm kind of picking up on here. And those backdoor deals that are being kept hush hush. And it feels like the changes that are trying to happen on Wall Street will make it more difficult to make these backdoor deals happen, to make this inside trading happen. And investors are exhausted from this. They're exhausted from investing their money to have somebody else steal it because of this insider trading. So there is a cry for change. Now below here is the Chariot in the reverse. This is the root cause. Chariot in the reverse. Now, this is a lack of control and a lack of direction. That's the root meaning of the Chariot card and when it comes up in the reverse. Things are feeling really chaotic, going in different directions. No clear leadership or role model to even follow. Because just like the government, there's a lot of corruption here on Wall Street as well. And the potential government or corporate mismanagement, there's decisions that are being made reactively instead of strategically. So the first hint at opposition or problems, everybody's reactive instead of being strategic about their financial moves and their financial investments. Instead of being proactive, they're being reactive. And they need to switch that to proactiveness. Behind, this is like the past. A lot of regrets here. Recent market losses or disappointments are still influencing the present. And I'm going to say this, sorry, but not sorry. Past administration has a big, big place in this. All the inflation and, the craziness in the economy under the Biden administration has led us up to this point in time. And there was a financial event that left investors feeling regretful. There could have been bad investments, missed opportunities, a crash that hasn't fully been recovered from. That now, I'll give Mark credit here where he was mentioning 2022, 2023, 2024, dips in the market, potential crashes, almost crashes, stuff like that. Under what administration? Let me hear ya. Say it loud and clear. What administration was in charge then? Thank you. Now, near future. By the way, there's the energy of trying to recuperate from this loss. They're not there yet. But in the near future, this is, I would say, at the 3-month mark, because I put a timing on this. Instead, I was going to pull timing cards, but I said, you know what? I'm going to make this as a 6-month projection for the stock market. Okay? So right here, I usually like to use this card for near future, as in what is next, almost like the halfway point or what is next. So within the next 3 months in the stock market. Now, it is coming up as the Hierophant. These cards are hard to see because they're foiled. And I chose this because when you look at coins, you look at currency, get a quarter out and a shiny new penny, just shiny. And as I was sitting to do this reading, I was told to use one of these cards. I wanted the gold one. I saw the silver one. I didn't know where the gold one is. And I'm like, Spirit, give me a break. Show me where the gold is. And they says, just use the silver then. It's just as good. Silver and gold are the top money makers in, currency, But the Hierophant, anyhow, I was getting off topic. That's a government or regulatory intervention is coming. So can't we might potentially see Trump step up or Trump administration step up to do some damage control? Okay. This is like with policy changes, new market regulations, and this is what these people in the Five of Swords energy doesn't want to see. And they're really worried that they're not going to be able to keep up their shenanigans if Trump administration imposes these new policies and new regulations on the stock market. But it's definitely a shift happening. And the market may move towards more traditional, more structured financial methods rather than these speculative trends. And what's coming to mind is places like cryptocurrency. There's something that's always bothered me about crypto, and I might have to do a separate reading on crypto, but it's almost like, sorry, you can't use crypto in the stock market. You have to use your cold hard cash. You can't, to brokers, you can't give out crypto as a form of currency to your clients. It has to be cold hard cash. I feel very strongly there's something with crypto here. Clamping down on it. Getting that more under control. Because we hear so many stories of people getting taken advantage of. Literally robbed. Crypto, in my honest, humble opinion, ignore the cards. My humble opinion is it's a bad move. I've heard so many stories where people have invested in crypto, and when they log into their account, they'll show so many thousands of dollars, right? They want to cash out. Oh, you can't get cash for that. you could only get cryptocurrency to invest someplace else. I heard stories like that. It's like you invest cash into this crypto, but you can't get cash back. And so it's like I'm getting an image of the one world money that the Bible talks about. Could it be crypto? Possibly. Because as of now, you can't spend crypto. You can't go to Walmart and pick up a loaf of bread and pay with cryptocurrency. Ain't happening. You can't go online and make your card payment in cryptocurrency. No, you can't. Has to be cash. You know, what you have in the bank. That is U.S. currency, not crypto. Crypto could be a way for the future. I will eventually, hopefully sometime soon, do a follow-up reading just on crypto itself. Now, that was a long spiel. Yeah, on that. But it does, this Hierophant is putting up a flag here, putting up a flag that it could be signaling like the Federal Reserve taking some kind of action. SEC involvement or laws impacting Wall Street. That's what I see coming up in the next 3 months. Okay? Now, as we move up here, what are we not seeing? Or what is not being told behind the scenes? Dum 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 dum! The trumpet blows. The trumpet. Judgment. That's big shit right there. That is big shit. Now, this is a reckoning that's coming. It's financial decisions of the past are kind of catching up with these shady creatures, if you will. Okay? Some people's past, some shady brokers, etc. Some shady people. The past is coming to get you. You don't see it yet, but the past is catching up with you. And ahead of that judgment train, the engineer of that judgment train is Donald J. Trump. So it's no wonder that he's loved by many, but hated by many as well. There is this crusade to try to stop the corruption. A crusade to stop the corruption. That's interesting. And in the environment, I find this very... I'm sorry, I have to laugh at this. It's the hermit in the reverse. You know, for so many years, everything was behind closed doors, in the cave, in the dark, quiet. Only very select few had the wisdom and had the lantern to see the light about what was really going on in Wall Street. Guess what, folks? The energy shift is bringing it into the light. Can't hide in a cave anymore. Boo-hoo. Judgment. Hermit in reverse. Yeah. You draw your own conclusions to that. And this would probably be a great place to play some Heads Are Gonna Roll. Now moving on. Okay, we're moving from there to advice. This is advice and action. This is for, not advice for all these shadowy people, all these corrupt, no good son of a bitches here who want to rob you of your hard-earned money. This is for you folks, those who actually play the stock market game. Okay? It is the Wheel of Fortune. It is telling you investing in stocks It is a gamble. It is a game of chance. Okay? It always has been. It's my guides are telling me it is actually the legal form. Well, gambling is almost legal now anyhow across the country. But it's the legal way to gamble without having a casino license or whatever they want to call it, right? How to gamble outside of a casino that doesn't involve any type of lottery or anything like that. It's like the stock market is its own form of lottery. Now, the stock market is at a turning point. That's another thing about the Wheel of Fortune. It represents a turning point. Change is inevitable, and investors need to prepare for these shifts. Luck and timing will be really critical. Those who adapt wisely, get your head out of your ass. Okay, wake the fuck up. Right? You could benefit. While those who resist this change, death in the reverse over here, may suffer the consequences. The consequences of ignorance. Consequences of their own shady deals, their own insider trading. Now, what's up ahead? Plus I drew 3 extra cards, and I will explain these in a minute. But expect ups and downs. I was told to say that too. To be advised, to prepare, expect ups and downs in the market. Now, where is things going? I can't pick up the goddamn card. In the next 6 months, we have the King of Pentacles. Now, that's a very positive card in my own opinion. This is getting the finances under control, getting the economy under control, getting the stock market in check, under control, and holding people accountable. This is having accountability. Okay? It's a very strong financial leadership that is emerging after all this turmoil and bullshit. Okay? And be careful what you read in mainstream media, because I'm also picking up an energy of fear tactics to get everybody to rush to their broker to sell, or whatever, to try to cause a crash. I feel like somebody behind the scenes, may intentionally be trying to cause a crash. And that's not something that I've got from the cards. I got that as an intuitive download from my guides. But there's somebody stepping up to the plate. The market may regain some stability, but only after a major reconstruction is done and regulations put into place. If all that happens, and they could put new laws in, and they could put regulations on Wall Street and eliminate all this backdoor bullshit, okay, then the market's going to stable out. There is an indication of long-term financial security rather than short-term volatility ruling the landscape. Okay, now I drew 3 extra cards here. What this is supposed to do, these cards represent, these are the effects of the American people, the everyday consumer, the economy. Okay, and we have the Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands, and lo and behold, Queen of Pentacles. So we have the King and Queen on the board here, folks. Okay. It's like a divine partnership, a well-oiled machine working together. Okay. Um, the Knight of Swords is reversed, and um, and is representing misinformation being put out there. Now, people like this Mark dude puts out these emails that is misinformation, causes investors to make rash decisions. Now, the economic response may be poorly communicated or filled with delays, conflicting messages. In other words, what's really happening in the economy as a result of the shifts is going to be misleading. So, before I even really looked at these cards and analyzed them, I already got the download from Spirit that that don't always pay attention to what's going on in mainstream media. And there could be also hasty government or corporate decisions that backfire. And I'm not thinking it's government, I think it's corporate decisions. So as these changes are rolling out, the media and big house brokers feeding false information is going to make corporations make decisions going to backfire on them. That's why I said don't pay attention to that. Do your own research. Don't rely on somebody else. Don't put your trust in somebody else. If your broker says, oh, you got to sell right now, ask why. Go online and look and see what your stocks are really doing. Do you really need to sell or should you hold? Okay? And so you can expect a market panic or rushed policy moves that could create more uncertainty. And if anything causes a crash, that's what will cause a crash. I'm not seeing crash written in the cards, but I am seeing the panic. And panic can create a crash if everybody rushes out and makes bad financial decisions, trading decisions based on misinformation. And misinformation is taken front center stage in this whole entire reading. And the Ace of Wands in the reverse is stalled growth and frustration over the economy. There could be new economic opportunities that fail to launch due to instability. And it's all centered around the misinformation and lack of inspiration or innovation. Economic excitement is like really dampened at this point. But the Queen of Pentacles is stability through practical means. So translated, and that's spirit talk, translated is that desperate economic challenges, practical and resourceful individuals will manage to stay secure. So you have to take a practical approach. Those who plan well financially and avoid risky investments will maintain stability. And there's an emphasis on home, family, and personal finance management. Citizens, the public, will be focusing more on security over risk-taking. So I think that it's going to be an eye-opener. I think this change is definitely necessary. If there is a crash, it is because of the bad apples on Wall Street who want to keep up their shenanigans. But with the new laws and policy, they can't. So they strike back by creating fear and panic in everybody that has any kind of money invested on Wall Street. And we have the shadow card here underneath it all is the Three of Cups in the reverse. Now, the Three of Cups in the reverse is not time to celebrate yet. We don't have a victory yet. It's showing a lot of discord on Wall Street. People are not on the same page. And when this shit goes down, there's going to be some ships that go down with it. Okay? So, if I was to sum this up, I would say that the market correction is likely with the government stepping in, and a financial reckoning is happening, forcing companies and investors to own up to past mistakes. And Wall Street is retreating into cautious self-reflection, and volatility is inevitable. But financial stability is possible long term. The U.S. economy may struggle with stagnation, poor decision making, but however, those who take practical, careful approach will weather this storm. So prepare for the volatility. Don't get caught off guard. Don't trust the market hype. Misinformation is circulating. Be practical and conservative with your finances. Security over speculation. The government will play a big role. Pay attention to policy shifts. So I hope this helps somebody and makes sense. Do I see a major crash happening? It's undetermined. It's all in the hands of investors. It's all in the hands of companies and how they react to the policy changes. Have a good head on your shoulders. Stay practical. Don't indulge all the hype. You'll be okay. And there is a bounce back. Even though it's going to be rough. For the long term, it's the best thing that could happen. A crash could be prevented if everybody keeps a level head. So, that's what I have for you in this reading. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up on your way out. Greatly appreciated. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am still going to be doing true crime, but I'm also going to be focusing on events, local news, national news, international news that affect the world. World events. I really want to get into that because I think that is trying to help people, but at the same time, people still want the true crime. So as I evolve through this journey on my channel, I see some shifts in my own readings, but just stay tuned. Whether you like true crime or you want world news, here we go. So with that said, it's time for me to drop the mic.